Going on, my people? Welcome to another video of mine, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since I've done a video, and this is just off the back of a live stream that I did talking about these things in greater detail and reacting with you guys in the chat. So if you haven't seen that, then go check it out, then come back here. But this is like an addendum video. I'm just following up on it, and I'm just going through it one more time, purely because once this show is done, it's done. You won't see another Robbie video from me anymore. You won't see any of that anymore. We're in the end game now. And can I start by saying I really enjoyed this trailer. I thought it was powerful. It got the story across. We've got, Daniel and Miyagi. You've got Johnny and Daniel. Johnny himself, the ace degenerate, the opener of Cobra Kai right there. You've got Daniel himself showing how intrinsically linked Daniel and Johnny are and how much they've been linked since the start of this show. You've got a shot of Sam, you got a shot of Miguel, you got a shot of Robbie, like going all the way back to season 1. You've got Eli winning the All Valley because, as of course we do know, that this show is going back to the All Valley arena. So it just showed the journeys of Miguel and Johnny and Daniel and Eli and Robbie and Sam, because we're going back to the All Valley. We're going back to the place that it all started in 1984. The history of this show, has been intrinsically linked to Johnny and Daniel in their fight in 1984. And I'm so happy from what I know and what I've heard, I'm so happy for where it's going to go. And I think, there is, when you look at the bigger picture of the story and you look at the service of the story and what services the characters and how well things can go, I'm very fascinated to see, how it all is going to play out. And I'm very sure we're all pretty much in the same camp of, we can't say, but So it's very interesting. I'm very enjoying what I'm seeing here. This is just a very simple trailer, simple to the point. You've got a moment here with Hawk, and Dimitri hugging it out. And part of me wonders is if this is them saying goodbye to Dimitri, or if this is like a farewell scene, or if it's like, Hawk says, hey, I'm coming to MIT with you. That's a theory that's floating around at the minute. It's nice to see Hawk and Moon interacting again. I really love their relationship. I thought it was really sweet, really wholesome. And it goes all the way back to season 1 of him just, you got to just live in the moment, stuff like that, stuff that we can really enjoy. So yeah, I very much like this moment here. It's very simple, very powerful. And I just don't want any more bickering for these two. These two were at the epicenter of all the drama in part 2 for me. Distrusting Robbie, not trusting Kenny, not even trusting each other. It was just not a vibe. It was just not a vibe. So less of that, please, and more of this. And then we've got a beautiful moment right here of the brothers and Johnny together. Like, look at this right here. This right here. This gets me choked up even talking about it. Just as I said in my live stream, generally speaking, from what we know, based on what we've been given and the way the story's going to play out, we know what's going to happen. Like, we know what's going to happen. Robbie's being set up as an Apollo. Miguel's being set up as Rocky. Axel is being set up as a 2-man job. And for me, I'm all about what's serviceable, what's filled with purpose. To all the people that just want Robbie to get injured just so Miguel can have his shine. Like I said, you're sick-minded and you need to be investigated ASAP. But, if Robbie is to get injured and that's to give Miguel the motivation to kick Axel's ass, and if Robbie absolutely destroys Axel before he gets injured, then you have him go down of like, well, hang on a minute. He was meant to have this. You've just robbed him of it. You've taken it away from him. And from what we see in part 2, Miguel's championing Robbie to do it. He has his back. He's in his corner. He's pushing him. He's motivating him. So when he's sitting back and he's seeing his brother get hurt, like, not to mention that Axel was flirting with his girl. Now he injures his brother, potentially nearly ending his career. That's the stuff that I needed. That's why I was so against Miguel winning it, because I needed more powerful stuff. When you've studied film to the degree that I have, and many of you guys have, of films that you've all watched, films that we've all seen, it packs so much more of an emotional punch when you make it personal. It isn't personal for Miguel to win against Axel to go to Stanford. It's personal for him to win for his future for Stanford, to avenge his brother, and to do it in front of his dad and his mum. That right there, that's what I needed. And now we've got it. It's right there perfectly. We needed to give it some emotional tether, and now we've got it. And I'm honestly, I cannot wait to see how both fights play out. It's going to be great. And I'm happy for Johnny. This is all Johnny wanted. He wanted his son, check. He wanted his other son, check. He's got both of them together. And I really pity the fool that knocks on the door to see the daughter if these two answer the door. Like, really, good luck to you. But this is a really wholesome image. This is really sweet. And I love just the bond of these three. Like, I really hope part 3 stop doing this back and forth of Miguel this, Robbie that. Let's just, these three together, you know? From what I know and from what we all know, I'm not going to say it, but come on, these three together. Like, it's beautiful. I freaking love it. I honestly, I love it. I love the connection of these three. It's just, it goes into, like, I'm a big Fast and Furious guy. It's chosen family. That's what it is. Final episodes. This shot right here. This is striking image right here. But I will say, call me a Robbie fanboy. I don't care. The real one, that right there, that is locked in. That's locked in. That's the Robbie that Miguel wanted the whole of part 2. This Robbie. That's the Robbie. And he's got his father in his corner, his sensei in his corner. He's got his brother to the side. And I also noticed, and I did say this in the stream, but when he kicks Axel in the face here, look, bang. That is a different kick than the one that was in the inside the dojo. So look, he gets him there, bang. And look, eat that. Eat that. I think before Miguel fights Axel, Robbie's fight with Axel here, he's going to batter him. I think Robbie's going to put in a lot of work on Axel. And I think the reason why is he's going to be taught a specific type of Miyagi-Do defense with counter to the offense, if that made any sense. He's going to be taught some stuff by Chosen and Daniel, because now, don't pull any punches. These kids, they're not kids anymore. They're going to become adults. You're graduating them to another level. And quite frankly, Silver's been a gigantic pain in the freaking ass. Don't pull any punches. So I think the weakness here is Axel's head. I think I've noticed that this clip right here, Robbie kicks him in the face with the same kick that he did to Miguel in the captain's fight. But he also, in the inside the dojo thing, he does, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a crescent kick straight into Axel's face. So I think what happens is he keeps hitting Axel in the face, in the face, in the face, in the face. And then he's just going ham, you know? And if that's how Robbie goes out for the world to see, and he's blocking every single shot that Axel, like 20 shots, Robbie's blocking them all. I couldn't think of a more badass way to go down. I really couldn't. And then when you cut to Miguel doing a similar kick like this, so when Miguel's time to do this happens, bang, and then he knocks Axel out and gets 20 points. Absolute chills. Nice little Cole Palmer reference. If you know, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed the trailer. I thought it was really solid. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it all's going to go. So that's really good. Now, in terms of the images, I did touch upon this during the stream. So I'm not going to spend too long harping on it here, but I know people wanted me to do a video to talk about it a little bit more. So here we are. This particular video, right? Particular image right here. So I can see I've had some drink now. This is Kreese's goodbye. This is his farewell. I don't think this is him, you know, this is him saying goodbye. I could be wrong. This could be him talking about, you know, having some tofu. Like, I don't know. But I feel like just from the mannerism and the look on Martin Ko's face, I feel like I'm looking at someone that's about to say goodbye, and he's proud of Sensei Kim. Something like that. Or they're just going to Master Kim in disgrace. It's one of the two. But I'm hoping for the latter. I'm really hoping for the latter. And again, I did go into way more detail in my live stream, so make sure you guys check that out. We've got Miyagi-Do united for one last fight. Obviously, this is before the switch happens, but we've got them standing together for one last fight. This is before Robbie's match with Axel, where he's going to put in the work that we know, and the inevitable is going to happen, which is going to be a shame. But it's great to see. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Sam, though, because we don't know a lot about Sam. And we've got the Iron Dragon standing here, proud and mighty and noble. You know, you got Terry Silver standing there like a pompous freaking... Like, look at this image right here. Talk about striking images. These four right here. It's a deadly combo. Honestly, the four of them are just a deadly, deadly combo. They're exuding a lot of aura, I guess you could say. This right here is everything. This is most likely after Miyagi-Do loses and Daniel and Johnny are getting back into it. They've got the red and the blue again. They're training together, doing the crane kick together. And I think this is where they finally merge both styles completely to their fullest potential to get Miguel ready for the final fight. And even then, from what we know, this may not even be to do with Miguel or Robbie. This may be to do with Johnny. I think the tension that they've been building between Sensei Wolf and Sensei Lawrence, very formal I am, the tension that they've been building between the two characters, I think if we're really going for a Rocky Apollo dynamic, Daniel's going to train Johnny. I think Daniel is going to train Johnny in all the ways that he knows how to fulfill and beat Wolf. Now, imagine if Johnny does the crane kick to Wolf at any point. I would freaking love it. And then we've got this other image here. Now, I'm going to say that for last. So we got this image here. We got the Robbie that I wanted the whole of part 2, where he's locked in, he's focused, he's determined. And this Robbie right here is the one that Miguel wanted. This is the Robbie that Miguel wanted the whole of part 2 and was like, where the hell are you? This version of Robbie right here is unbeatable. He's unfazed. He's locked in. And the only person that can usually beat him in this mindset is himself by looking at someone. Obviously, we know, yes, he's going to get injured, but he's going to go down swinging. And sometimes, no matter how good of a fighter you are, Axel's like 3 times the size of him. Like, Axel, I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it again. There's no way Miguel alone or Robbie alone is beating Axel. It's just not happening. It's a two-match effort. Robbie batters him here. Axel injures him. Miguel gets revenge, finishes him off. That's how it's got to go. Axel's too strong. It's like when you look at Thanos, and you see the combined efforts of Cap, Thor, and Iron Man, they all work together to take him down. Like Captain America slaps the absolute crap out of him with Mjolnir, and Iron Man finishes him off. It's basically like that. Now, this right here, I wanted to save this for last, because this right here is a throwback to season 1, where it all started, when Johnny had the conversation, and I'm getting choked up even talking about it, when Johnny's giving them the conversation about Daniel, this, that, whatever, and Miguel's like, what an asshole. Like, just the bonding moment between the two characters to see how far they've come. And this is either before Miguel takes the male Cobra Kai spot, or this is basically just as they've opened a dojo or something. Like this right here, this is because you can see the Space for Lease sign in the background there. This could be them, Johnny saying goodbye to Miguel. Like, it may not be. It may not be. It could just be like Miguel and Johnny just having a father-son moment. But I don't know. There's a lot of finality in this scene as well. It's not just a parallel. I feel like this is like a final crucial conversation. And I said this during the live stream. There's going to be a conversation where he says goodbye to Miguel. Like, you're letting your son go out there into the world to be a man, and he's going to be with Robbie if we are to believe the sensei, vibe that's incoming for Robbie. But for Miguel, he's got to say goodbye to him. As Miguel goes to Stanford, Johnny's going to have to say goodbye. Like, obviously, he's still in the same family. He's going to see him again. But because we're not going to have a season 7, to us as well, this is like us saying goodbye to them. Like, it's going to be, the tears are going to be everywhere, man. For everyone that calls me a fanboy of this, that, whatever, I'm all about service, nuance, and context. I mean, hell, I got a hat here dedicated to it. Come on. Guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know if you agree with any of the points that I raised in this video. Let me know what you thought of these images, what you thought of the trailer. If you haven't seen my live stream, go check it out. We're onwards to 9K here. Now, you may be wondering, and I've talked about this a lot, what's my future post Cobra Kai? Well, I'm still going to be here. I used to do a lot of DC content back in the day and a lot of Fast and Furious stuff. So I'm not going anywhere. So if you're a multi-fandom kind of person, this is the channel for you. And let's just enjoy Cobra Kai one last time together, one last ride. Unlike Fast and Furious, when they say one last ride and they do 4 sequels, this is actually one last ride for about 5-6 years until Sony are like, hey, get Miguel in that Karate Kid movie. Guys and girls, I'll see you very soon. Appreciate you. And yeah, gonna miss this show.